Hey everybody, this is Deb with Truthification Chronicles, and I'm going to go through these links kind of quickly because, some of them are a little difficult for a lot of people to hear, and I don't want to dwell on that, but I do want to let you know what kinds of things are going on, and what the research board has been digging up. So, and also what the 17th letter of the alphabet has been saying, although I'm not going to go into all of his, posts. If you want that, I recommend you go to one of the decoders for that, because there's lots of them out there that do a really good job on decoding the posts. But I wanted to point some of these things out to you because I think it's important for you to understand what's going on, and especially with the whole Mueller thing that happened. I think that hearing was something that needed to happen before other things could go. I mean, it's like a domino, and then it falls and hits another domino. And so I think there's some dominoes that we're going to see, and, it's getting really intense, and we're going to see things, I think, unfold pretty rapidly from here on out. And August is going to be a month to remember, I'm pretty sure, because major stuff ready to happen. I mean, we're on the verge of it. So anyway, let me go into this. This one right here was a post, a tweet that, in fact, it's an entire thread here that's really good. And they were digging on, the pictures from Epstein's Island and everything. And it's very interesting with the Disney Cruise Line. Notice the blue stripes. Yeah, just like the blue stripes on the temple that they have on Epstein's Island. So anyway, and then they were talking about the subterranean support systems. And I noticed when I was watching some of the videos, there's drone video like crazy about it now, because we got somebody, a really great researcher who is doing drone flybys, and we're getting that. So look at these ventilation systems. And I thought that myself when I looked at it. I thought, why do they have all these ventilation things? Something major underground, because that's why you would need the ventilation systems. And they go through and show you what it looks like. And then they have here an example of how the ventilation works. And so I thought I would share that with you. It's just very interesting, some of the things that they're seeing. And some of these people, are very astute. The autists know how to look at things, and they pick out little details. And ironically, I was actually looking at this before the 17th letter of the alphabet posted it, Well, I wasn't looking at it on Twitter. I was looking at a link that one of the researchers had provided. So I thought it was very interesting that they had that, because someone gave a link to this that was also posted on the research board a while back, actually. And this is one of the Disney excursions that they have, because when you go on a cruise, if you've never been on one, they have these little side excursions that you can go on, and that's kind of where they rack up a lot more money from people. And so yeah, they have this Captain Nautica's snorkeling expedition, and I don't know the date on this, so I'm not sure when it was accessed. But look what it says. Yeah, you can be whisked away aboard the captain's RIB power boat. And look where you're going to go. Little St. James Island. Yeah, you know who owns that, right? The guy who's sitting in jail right now. And so I just wanted to share that with you, that I thought that was something very telling. They don't have it listed here, but that and the ventilation, just really creepy. So, I think the 17th letter of the alphabet just posted again. He's been busy today. Anyway, I think he posted this one too. And this was the lawmaker basically being told to back off, You shouldn't be looking into Epstein. And I really think that the whole back off thing, I think Alex Acosta was caught up in that. I think that he did what he did on the deal, that, really peachy deal that he did. I think the reason for that was because of someone higher up in the intelligence community that told him not to do that. And it's very possible that that will lead back to Mueller. I don't know. There was this clip. Now, don't get mad at me, okay? It's from Media Matters website. Yeah, they have it on there because I couldn't find it anywhere else. And one of the researchers found it. And so I checked out the link. If you didn't see it, I think it was this morning. Well, and I'm recording this on Thursday, so Thursday morning. And they had this segment with Levin, and he was talking about a lot of stuff here. And here's the transcript from it. What was really interesting is they cut him off down here. And he was saying, well, they were talking, Brian Kilmeade had said, Mark, I want to get to the role of President Obama. Now, what's underplayed is the amount of mutual dislike that President Obama has for President Trump, dating back to that Washington Correspondents' Dinner. Well, before that, I'm sure. All his mocking. He says, you'll never be president. Then he becomes president. We know about a disingenuous thought when he came out and said, I found out about Hillary Clinton's private email on press reports. But when we found out they were interacting with each other on those own personal emails, what makes you think that President Obama knew all about the investigation into Donald Trump? And Levin says, well, let's put it the other way. How could he not? And if he didn't know about all that was going on at the Department of Justice, the FBI, his intelligence agencies, the unmasking of American citizens, then where the heck was he? He's the president of the United States. I can't believe Valerie Jarrett didn't know about these things. She had her fingers everywhere. I can't believe Comey didn't tip off the president of the United States. They were buddies. Or Loretta Lynch didn't tip off the president of the... And he got cut off. Yeah, it was really weird. And I would play the video, but I don't want to give Media Matters any hits on their video, okay? So, yeah, because that is on their YouTube account. So, no, I didn't want to give them any hits. So, there you go. The transcript is down there. You can read through it. And something else that was pointed out is the FISA court, these judges, first of all, are appointed by the Chief Justice of the United States. Now, I don't see anywhere in the Constitution that it says that judges or even Supreme Court justices can appoint other judges. That's just not there. That is what the president does. The president does the appointments of judges. And so I find it really interesting that, these people are appointed by the Chief Justice. And that's why I think Roberts surely is being blackmailed. Now, I don't know whether he is a willing participant, but I don't think he is. I think they're holding this over him, although he's made some statements that could very well mean he's deep state too. I don't know, but I do know that there's some pretty good indications that somebody's got some dirt that they're holding over him. So Mark Levin points out, why in the world are these FISA court judges not coming back? Why, when they found out how this dossier was so bogus, why didn't they come back and say, hey, you guys lied to us, and confront the FBI people? And so I really think, it was very interesting. If you want to watch it, you can. But remember, Media Matters will get credit for that. So, And one of the Anons here gave it to us a little bit better. And he put this link in, but this link does not have it. That clip is not on there. So doesn't do us any good on that. And remember, I don't link to the research boards just because it's not a good thing to do. And they really don't want us doing that. But, you can find it, I'm sure. Anyway, I wanted to give you this article, too, because it has some interesting things in it. 13 shocking facts about Special Prosecutor Robert Mueller. And so, this was published back in November of 2017, and they were looking into him. If you look through this, it's like, really? Failure to aggressively prosecute the BCCI scandal. It involved the laundering of drug money, and he just did not prosecute. You gotta know that he is under the wings of the deep state. So, squashing warning signs that may have stopped 9/11. I think, it's just a very interesting article because it's got a lot of them. Allowing escape of Saudi persons connected to bin Laden, entrapping innocent people for PR purposes. 9/11 cover-up. Go through and read this. Iraq War, torture, anthrax frame-up. I'm telling you, unsure if government can assassinate U.S. citizens living on U.S. soil. Crippled investigations of financial fraud, helping to allow the Great Recession. I mean, he's got some dirt on him, spying on Americans. I mean, we all know that he's not clean and that there is a lot of dirt that will come out. So I just thought covering up for Turkish terrorists, gagging whistleblowers. So yeah, Mueller is not the good guy that the press was painting him out to be. So I will leave this down below, the link to it, and you can read it on your own. I'm really not that familiar with this website, and it is just a blog post. So do your own research. Make sure that you check things out before you talk to other people about them. But, those are things that I think you can pretty generally find are accurate. So, congressional investigators seeking Nellie Ohr's opposition research records on the Trump family. And this was 6 days ago, but I really thought it needed to be brought to your attention that Nellie Ohr, who was married to Bruce Ohr, of course, and she was kind of the go-between with this Christopher Steele and the Fusion GPS, because she was working for Fusion GPS. And, when you go through this, she was basically doing opposition research on Trump, his wife, his kids, everybody. And so during her interview, they said, hey, you've got all this information. Do you still have it? And she said, yes. And they said, well, can you give it to us? And so she said she would. Do you still possess the research that you performed? A Republican investigator asked her during the interview. Yes, she responded. Would you be willing to share that with the committee? I guess so. So will it come out? I don't know. We'll see. That could be very interesting to see what she was doing. And who knows? Maybe she's one of those contractors who got to access the NSA database. And then we have Jeffrey Epstein, which I'm sure you have heard about in the news today. But before you hear that, listen to this, because this was July 23rd. And he put in an appeal for the no bail decision because they said that they would not release him and that they would not put up a bail amount because they thought he was a flight risk, which I'm sure he would be. The guy owns his own island. He has the money to be able to take off and disappear if he wanted to. So I think, I'm pretty sure he's not going to get out on bail, but he's got this bail appeal in the works, and it has not been settled yet. So they don't know if it's going to come out or not, which comes into play when you see this, because they're trying to make it, a suicide attempt. And it's like, no, wait a minute. He's got this bail appeal going on. He's not going to make a suicide attempt before that comes out, because it could very well be that he could be, let out on bail. I mean, there's still a chance. I'm pretty sure he's not going to be, but there's still a chance. And so, why would he do something like that then? So I'm pretty sure it's probably more likely an instance of attempted arkancide and trying to silence him because they desperately need him silenced. He has dirt on all of them. So, the deep state is like panicking. In fact, I think maybe I should start up a collection for clean shorts, because I have a feeling in DC right now, there's kind of a shortage of clean shorts. So, especially after the Mueller thing, and especially after one more thing I'm going to show you in just a minute. Here's another thing that I wanted to point out to you. This is what one of the researchers found. I will leave a link, not to the board itself, but I will leave a link to the image, and then you can have that in your arsenal, if you want to say it that way. 901,125 missing children every year in these 9 countries alone. And I just thought this was staggering. Australia, an estimated 20,000 children are reported missing every year. In Canada, an estimated 45,288 children are reported missing. Germany, 100,000 children. I mean, this is like, Germany's really up there compared to the size. And, Canada, comparatively speaking, Canada has significantly less than Germany, but still. India, 96,000. Jamaica, it's not that big of an island, but 1,984 children were reported missing in 2015. Russia, 45,000 children. Spain, 20,000 children. UK, 112,853 are reported missing every year. It's kind of weird that it's such a specific number there. And the US, 460,000 children are reported missing every year. Staggering. Absolutely staggering. And that's a total of 901,125 missing children every year just in these countries. So a little scary on that. Like I said, I will put that picture down below. It's kind of small, but I think if you got a program where you can kind of blow it up, you'll be able to see it. And then this is what I'm going to end on. And yeah, this is huge. This came out today, the 25th, or at least when I'm recording this. Federal government to resume capital punishment after nearly 2-decade lapse. Coincidence? I think not. We have the Mueller whole hearing debacle yesterday, and then what do we get today? Guess what, folks? Capital punishment is back on the table. And I think there's a reason for that. So for federal crimes, you can actually, and it says, obviously it has to be a very serious crime, but yeah, it can happen now. And in this case, I'm not going to read through what these guys did because it's horrible. Just horrible. There are 5 of them. They were convicted of murdering and in some cases torturing and raping the most vulnerable in our society, children and the elderly. I mean, just whole families. And this is something that needed to be put back on. And, I understand there are some people who are not for it, but my sentiment is if they've done a horrific crime against someone and taken their life from the victim in a horrible way, which is what all these guys have, I read through them. If they've done that, then I think it's only fair to end their life. And when we do that, it's really a mercy to everyone else because this person has shown that they have such low regard for human life that if they're let back out, they're going to do it again. And so for public safety purposes, I am a proponent of the death penalty. I understand if you don't feel that way, but that's where I stand on it. I am not for it being something, just overall blanket thing. And I do believe in giving them opportunities to go through the whole system and to appeal the ruling. I have no problems with the appeals, but when it comes down to it, there needs to be justice done. And in this case, I'm going to skip down here. Like I said, they're pretty gruesome, and I don't want to take the time on here. A lot of you are very tender-hearted, and this is difficult. And why does it concern me? Well, first of all, they are being housed at the U.S. Penitentiary in Terre Haute, Indiana, and that is where they will probably have their executions. So why is this huge? Well, it's setting the stage. Because now that Mueller has finished testifying, he is now on record having said many things that were lies. And he supported to the end this document, which is packed with lie after lie after lie. And most of it is taking information and twisting it around so it implies to the reader something other than what the truth is. And that's really what they did with it all. So I wanted to point this out to you. I think this is a major step toward what we're going to see next. And that will likely be either the Horowitz report or it's going to be the declassification. So I'm not sure which is going to happen. I think they were waiting until after they had people on record supporting that Mueller report. And they still are. I mean, the Democrats are still trying, but they admit that it was not a good day for them. So I did want to point this out to you. I think we have lots to look forward to. So, got thrown a curve there as I was recording it all. So I'm going to give a different ending than what I gave before. I was thinking that the Horowitz report would come first before any of the declassified documents would come out, but evidently Q's got something else to say, and so here we go. Nunes to receive a special package from Barr. Yep, guess what? It's going to be a bunch of declassified documents. Because if you watched POTUS on Hannity tonight, he specifically said not only did Barr have the power to declassify things, but he had the power to give those declassified documents to anyone he chose. And that's who I think he's going to be giving them to. So I don't know if he's going to get a bunch, but I think he's going to get some significant ones. Will we, the people, see them? I don't think so quite yet. I think they're going to probably be kept under wraps for a little bit. And then we will see them soon, but just not for a little bit. So, I mean, there's one thing giving them out to him, because, see, Nunes is a member of the Gang of Eight. And so, you know, both Schiff and Nunes are on that committee. Well, if you call it committee, it's really not. Gang of Eight, whatever it is. So they have a little more of a clearance to be able to see such things. So I tend to think that it's going to go to them first. They'll be able to look over it. They'll see everything. And, you know, it's just going to be crazy after that. So wait until Nunes sees this. Oh, and of course, you know, it always happens on a Friday, right? It seems like it. Document dump. Well, this is going to be the document dump, I'm pretty sure. So look out, folks. It's about to all really start happening, and I just wanted to share that with you. Oh, and if you want to check out my t-shirts, remember I've got one that's the Year of the Boomerang 2019, because I think that we're going to watch all of this stuff start biting the Democrats in the butt. So here we go. It's going to be a great ride, right? Buckle up, everybody. So I want to thank you for stopping by, and I'll see y'all later.